All right, we're live.
All right, hello. Welcome to Hot Takes. Hot Takes is a music interview discussion show where we bring on one of our friends who makes interesting music and discuss where that comes from and why it comes from. I'm Skeleton Lipstick, and as always, I am here with my co-host, Vaporwave DJ extraordinaire, Young Shiro. As you know, on Hot
Hello.
Takes, we have this show every 2 weeks, and we always like to discuss the anything we kind of want to in regards to music, and always trying to punch up but never punch down. And you, yeah, thank you for being
Good
here. We
man.
really appreciate it.
Thank you indeed. I see a lot of regulars in the chat. Thank you guys so much for being here. We've got a great guest for y'all tonight, a long-time Vaporwave artist, 10 plus years, probably bordering on 12 or more in the scene, a Mr. HuesaAuto, who has never let his foot off the gas. Thank you for that generous donation, Roj. Never let his foot off the gas, constantly creating new material with several side projects as well. So we're very excited to bring this well-known artist to the show to kind of pick his brain and just hang out and get to know the Horde. We have a handful of treats for you guys that regulars are aware of, but anybody new won't know. We've got a emoji board, so anytime you type an emoji like this smiley face, it goes across the board. So load them up, and we've got a series of commands that are all designated by an exclamation point. For example, comp lets you check out the new Hot Takes Volume 1 comp, with all donations going to the Palestine Children's Relief Fund. Discord lets you join the Discord server. Donate, if you're so moved, allows you to donate. All donations go towards commissioning artists and upgrading equipment. Follow allows you to follow our socials, which, by the way, if you want to follow Skelly or me, you can type exclamation point Skelly or exclamation point Shiro. And if you want to buy a shirt from BFant, they designed shirts for Vaporade. So exclamation point shirt will allow you to buy a shirt and have it sent to you with the full lineup on the back. And, of course, exclamation point Vaporade allows you to watch the full stream put on by Quiz and the rest of the team on YouTube. I'm certain I'm forgetting, but thank you guys for being here, and we appreciate you keeping us in the know about audio levels and however things look and sound. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about some recommendations. We talked a lot about what we had been listening to since the show. Well, I believe we talked about that. No, we didn't. We talked about that 2 weeks ago. But anyways, and in fact, it wasn't 2 weeks ago. It was a month. Doesn't matter. So I got the Rex for tonight. I got 3 albums that I found recently that I want to recommend to you guys. And all of them are Vaporwave or Vapor adjacent. We'll start with the easy ones. Mr. Dan Mason made a lot of music, right? We even had him on the show. Great guy. He's done everything from... Dan Mason, right? He's done everything from classic Vapor to just breakbeat stuff, Midwest emo-inspired stuff. What did they call it? Vaporwave 2.0, I believe. He's done it all. And one of my favorite things that he's done is a series of kind of like MIDI compositions. Just some kind of one-off albums that were compiled and I believe released physically by, I think, My Pet Flamingo. Don't quote me on that. But Electric Elevator 1 and 2, of which I'm specifically going to recommend Electric Elevator 2, Second Floor, has got some of the most peaceful and like just relaxing and fun little like MIDI wave compositions that I've heard in a really long time. It took me way too long to get the album. I'd heard a couple tracks that I liked a lot, and then Lux played a track on Neon Nights. Shout out Neon Nights, of course. Believe there's an episode tomorrow night. Y'all should definitely join us if you want to link that, Lux. But anyways, Electric Elevator 2, Second Floor by Dan Mason is just a fun little romp through just like 90s corporate MIDI compositions. Great melody writer, that guy. I'd also like to recommend the album Bubble by Designer Jeans. Another artist that Lux kind of helped me get into. I had heard Designer Jeans thanks to John's regular annual business casual comps. The names of the comp are escaping me because I just always forget important stuff right when I need to. But you know what I'm talking about. Anniversary, comps. That's what they are. Check out Bubble by Designer Jeans. I don't necessarily claim to be a huge VHS pop fan, but like the sounds of, just the kind of offbeat beats, those punchy bass-heavy beats with, the sample-heavy material is a lot of fun. Especially, there's a particular track, Surf's Up, I've had on a favorite tracks of the year playlist for a long time, and anytime I play Surf's Up by Designer Jeans, heads turn, and people go, "What's that?" So if you like VHS pop or you just want to hear some real punchy, fun vaporwave, check out Bubble by Designer Jeans. Thanks for the link, Lux. I had it locked and loaded but forgot to post it. So I will immediately post this link for my third recommendation, which in typical fashion is kind of vapor adjacent, but you'll recognize this artist's name from the lineup of Electronicon 4. DOS's 4 new hit songs is just a very fun kind of hyper pop, almost like just kind of girly pop, housey little EP with the absolute apex being the intro track, in my opinion. Puppy by DOS is just lots of fun. Whether you're a fan of hyper pop or not, it's just like sexy, smooth female vocals and just a bouncy, impassioned house track. Check out DOS's 4 new hit songs, and it's bite size. Honestly, it kind of reminds you of the sound that Negi Jemmy and Data Girl are kind of moving towards, if you want to call that hyper pop. But that's what I got for you, and Dr. Skeleton Lipstick will be bringing our hot take to us this evening.
All right. So one thing that I want to bring up that I just do not see enough anymore of, and it's something that we used to do a lot back in the early 2010s, and I'm sure our esteemed guest Zach can speak to this as well, is the lost art form of the self-made music video. One of the ways that artists in the early 2010s used to promote their stuff was we either knew somebody who could make a video for us, or we made them ourselves by just collaging the various commercials from YouTube or other kind of content that had been uploaded to the internet and chopping it up and creating narratives or, sort of a tone. Can I say tone poem? Almost like tone poems, to go along with the music by cutting together all these little visuals. And I feel like this is a lost art form. So shout out David Dean Burkhart, probably the most masterful and most successful person from this art form. And it's really just kind of been lost. Slowly but surely, it just sort of died out. And I guess it died out because we used to do it because it would allow you 2 opportunities to present your work to a blog that might repost your stuff. If they didn't repost the SoundCloud link, they might repost your YouTube video. But I used to make these little videos for almost all of the music that I released, and we've sort of lost this art form. I think it's a big shame because we talk a lot about how much the visual component is important to a lot of this lo-fi, vaporwave, etc. type of music, and it still is. And I would really like to see that come back, because it's not like people are not using YouTube anymore. It's more popular than ever. So I would like to see a resurgence of artists taking the time to create visual composites to complement the music they write. I'd like to see that come back again, and I'm not sure exactly why it stopped, but it should come back.
Hey, real quick, do me a favor and turn yourself up a little bit.
I can do
10-15%, if you don't mind.
Yes, sir.
Got you cranked on my end, but I thoroughly agree. One thing I've noticed whenever you participate...
How's that?
Oh, that's great. Let me just get you back down. One thing I've noticed is when you participate in live stream events, you almost always do your own visuals. And they're always fire, dude. At least I like them.
Thank you. Yeah, that's true. I mean, for about 90%, 92% of the live streams that I participated in, yes, I always do my own visuals because I like doing it, and I do it the same way I used to make the music videos back in the day.
Yeah, you do.
I'm not a fancy person. I cut things together that make me feel things.
Man, I'm not very good at that shit at all, so I really wish...
I'm not either. I'm not using anything.
You are. I don't know how to do it at all.
Film Aura.
Okay, Film Aura. All right. You heard it on Hot Takes. Lux is great at it, and lots of people, of course, that do visuals are great at like putting those things together. And I'm envious of you guys because I'm not. So I got respect. Well, I guess we have time to go ahead and get started early. By the way, before we bring on HoisaAuto, I have been trialing user-submitted hot takes. But none of you fools are biting. Like, I keep posting on social media, like, give us your hot takes. The best one I got was Electro Swing is better than Weeby Future Funk, which I thought was pretty good. Disagree, but thought it was pretty good. Maybe we'll see what Mr. HoisaAuto thinks about that and music videos. But I think everything is better than Electro Swing. So anyways, if you're not familiar with
Electro Swing, young Shiro has lots of recommendations for you. He wants to share them all.
Oh, man.
Caravan Palace, start there.
I surely do not.
Right.
We got... I don't believe he actually says HoisaAuto. I think he just says auto. But anyways, Zach has been a vibrant, active member in the scene for as long as I can remember. He released on Dream Catalogue. He probably doesn't remember, but back when I was running the Tiananmen Square Dance blog, he sent me a track that had not been released yet. I think it was from Android. But anyways, I put it on a comp like right before the actual album was released, so that was pretty cool. So he's been around for a while. He's released on Pacific Plaza, good friend of the show. He's got some side projects. And every time that he's collaborated with many people like Nmesh, I think he's collaborated with Saint Pepsi.
I contributed vocals to one of his songs. That's correct.
Yeah, dude, he's worked with like everybody.
Back in the day.
Yeah, he's a well-loved guy. He's got some strong opinions. And we're just excited to have him on the show. And what we're gonna do is, I think he was on Fortune 500 as well. Yeah, he released, I believe it was Hypermedia Pop. I'm probably botching all of this. So, anyways, we're just gonna bring Auto on the show so that he can say hello and Skelly can start grilling him. Welcome to the show, buddy.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Of course. Let me see if I can get you on camera. There he is. All right.
Awesome to be here.
Oh, yeah. There you go. I see him. I see it on the actual Twitch screen. I don't know why I see it on
sick.
the Discord screen.
That is interesting. He's coming in nice and clear on my end.
All right. Well, no, I'm not. It's fine. All right, we got it.
Right. If not, I got the still ready to roll. Also, I have all of our sound effects muted, so I'm going to go ahead and unmute all of them right now. And if they all sound at the same time, I'm so sorry. Okay. Whew. All right. Well, hey, what do you got for Auto? Awesome. I guess we could start by figuring out, what do you think about what Skelly said about music videos?
Oh, I totally agree. Yeah, I mean, like, I think the aesthetic.
I don't hear him.
Was what
You don't hear him? That's crazy. I can hear him.
Oh, man. I don't know. That's crazy.
That?
I don't hear him. Going on.
Skelly can't hear you for some reason, but I can. Can you guys hear Auto?
Crazy. Oh. Should I try and, like, restart my Discord real quick? I don't hear him now. Does everyone else hear him?
Yes. You hear me?
Oh.
No?
Oh, no.
Damn.
Well, that's really weird. Make sure you don't have him muted.
Damn. How would I?
No. There it is. Not muted.
Crap.
I could log off, log back on.
Damn. Well, if you got, I hear you fine. Skelly, why don't you log off and come right back real quick?
I'm gonna come right back. You keep sharing your thoughts, Zach.
Yeah. So tell us what you think about the music video take.
Here? Oh, I mean, I totally, like, for me, Internet Club and was it virtual, the shopping desk, all those visuals and the music videos that got me into the genre. It was like super rad, and that was inspiring. It was inspiring to see like people just doing stuff that was unconventional and was like even more removed from the indie scene, and it was getting picked up. And so I totally agree. I used to make music videos like
I hear you perfectly now.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Oh wait, were you about to tell us about the Xerox fax machine superheroes?
Oh no, dude! I just had a song off my America album called Fax Machine. I made
bad.
some music videos in the area. Yeah, it was fun.
Hell yeah! Do you use the same program Skelly uses?
I don't know. I used to have a Mac, but it converted to PC
Damn.
recently, so I'm not sure.
That's a hot take. Very cool.
A little more multi-purpose. Right. Yeah. But
well, now that you two
can
communicate,
I have is
whoa.
I feel like.
I want to hear this. Let me hear this. Let's hear this hot take. I'm excited. Let's go, Zach. Let's go.
I think a lot of people are thirsting for guitar, like electric guitar.
Okay.
Like rock in a long time, and I've been listening to like a lot of like '90s alternative recently, and I'm just like, man, can we get that sound back, like Filter or something, you know? Just
Filter.
Something
okay, you know, honestly,
I'm craving that.
Aren't they the one that made that "Take a Picture" song?
They made. I like to.
Well, that song smacks.
Hey man, nice. Well, we got "Hey Man, Nice Shot." That's the classic.
Okay.
Yeah, Hey Man, and where do we go from here? Yeah.
Oh yeah. There's like that sort of like
craving guitar, you know.
Oh, Future Funk Rocker's here. What's up?
What's up, buddy? Yeah, that's like a very like filtery, like swirling guitar that they would have back then. That is a very '90s alternative sound. Absolutely, you're right. That would fit in perfectly.
I love it.
Yeah,
I think we could blend it.
What is that? Is that phaser, or what is that called?
It's very phaser. I mean, I'm not a guitar guy, Zach. What do you think of this? How would you describe the sound?
I don't know. I'm thinking of like Cherub Rock. I think they layered a ton of guitars in that.
Oh yeah, they did. Cherub Rock,
Okay.
like the Smashing Pumpkins song.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that whole album is layered. I think like Butch Vig, who was the producer, who also who's obviously played in Garbage as well, which also has the kind of the sound you're describing as well. And I think he layered like dozens and dozens of that guitar over top of it when he helped produce that album. It's pretty cool.
I miss that sound. I feel like we're not doing that anymore. We got to bring that back. People
Yeah,
are crazy for rock.
Do you
That's
think
how I
that
feel.
needs to be brought
too.
back in the context of vaporwave, or just like in general?
I think it'd be cool to see a fusion. I think people could do it. I think there's a lot of guitarists that could do it.
I know Electro Noise uses guitar in his work.
Yeah.
Secret Attraction uses guitar.
That's
George.
Big Fever.
Yeah.
I think that's
Vape Error.
Yeah.
So I think that's interesting. I think that the reason people didn't use that guitar style so much was because there was so much focus on like a lo-fi version of guitar, which would indicate like a simpler production, as opposed to like an extremely layered sort of like phasery shoegaze production. But you're right, and I think that's a great idea to sort of bring that concept back in. Yeah, I think that'd be very cool.
It just feels good, you know. It like brings you back to your youth. For me, at least.
Were you ever much of a shoegaze fan?
Same.
Me? Oh yeah, big time. Some like
Same.
I played Valentine live.
Wow.
Nice.
New stuff too, like M83, and one of
Hell
my
yeah.
friends actually. I used to intern at Sub Pop in Seattle.
Oh, sick.
Shit.
This
That's
guy,
right. You're in Seattle. I almost forgot about that.
Yeah, this guy I met there. He's like, "Oh, I know Sigur. I was like, "No way!"
Oh,
so
whoa.
we moved in together.
I lost him.
Damn, we lost him. He was talking about Sigur.
I'm glad it wasn't. I'm glad it wasn't.
There
me.
he is.
A lot of
There he's back.
music and was really into shoegaze.
Okay, everybody. I think most of us went through a shoegaze phase. I mean, not that it ever ended, but
Right. I mean, I've kind of fallen off some of the newer stuff, but I definitely crank some shoegaze.
You can never leave it. You know what I mean? It's
You
not
really
the sort of
can't.
music that you once you're into it, you're like, oh wow. I'm always
Especially
gonna
if you
return
like
to this
emotional music and like, you know,
Correct.
walls of sound, like.
Totally.
That was one of the things about. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say a lot of like '90s alternative has kind of like got some shoegaze influence, anyways. Like stuff like Failure, definitely has some wall of sound shit. Anyways, I'm sorry, I'll shut up.
Oh, that's right. But I do want to get to talking to you, Zach. Because you've been making music for a very long time now, and I want to just kind of
Failure. Skelly and I, we actually made a shoegaze song. Sorry.
They did make a
You
shoegaze
did?
song.
What?
Well, he did.
Sick. Okay. You're gonna have to link that shit.
It's on Neon Beige. It's on the album Neon Beige.
Damn. Okay. Very cool.
I want to rewind a little bit, and I want to just kind of to the beginning of your musical journey really quick. Okay, so you mentioned, and I think it was great that you mentioned your youth and talking about 90s alternative music. Is that where you first started sort of finding inspiration from music? Well, actually, first let me ask you, um, what was your family like? Did you have a musical family? Did anybody play instruments in your family?
Oh,
Did
massively. Actually, my last name is Mason. I wish I was related to Dan Mason.
they...
Yeah, they're very, that's my English French side, and they're just always playing like acoustic guitars on family reunions and stuff, and
Shit.
we would
Wow.
give kids everything, So we grew up around a ton of music. My mom's side is like Polish, Ashkenazi, kind of Western Slav, and they're also really like into music as well. So I had both worlds, and then my mom introduced me to like Motown and kind
Wow.
of funk, and my dad was like Beatles and
Wow, that's
Chicago,
great.
and I was dancing
Nice.
to like UB40.
You get the best of both worlds.
Yeah, it was awesome. And then I think my first album was Boyz II Men 2, and I just listened to that on repeat. And yeah, so that was my first.
Some
and then my
slow
brother got
jams,
me into
all right.
alternative. Yeah. Oh, I love.
Oh, so you had
90s
an older
R&B.
brother.
Mhm.
I love 90s
He introduced me
R&B.
to
That's
a
great,
lot
man.
of stuff. Yeah, and yeah, Jordan, he
Oh, he'll be back.
I- you cut out for a second. I was going to say, well, did you get some New Jack Sling as well? And of course, yeah, absolutely. And do you ever listen to Tony Tone?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a classic. I love that. That song was all over.
Oh, I love
the radio and MTV.
Anniversary. That was one of the first songs I sampled.
Really? Yeah, I knew it. That's what I was about to. That's why I brought it up.
That was one of the first songs I sampled on my
It's one of
Saturn
the first
Valley
songs you
project.
sampled.
Yeah, it
Wow.
goes. Yeah, and it was great. And yeah, I learned guitar like 2002, sophomore year in high school, around 9/11.
Is that the first
Picked up
instrument you
guitar.
learned to play?
And no, it was trumpet. It was like recorder and trumpet, and then
Recorder.
Whoa.
We all. Did you get a
guitar,
recorder in
and then
school
my
too?
brother gave me no, it's just like a fun thing to play, and piano a little bit. I was always kind of, but I would listen to the cartoons like Animaniacs as a kid, and I had my trumpet on the couch, and I was like just playing it while hearing it, and my mom's like,
Wow.
"Doing that?" I was like, "I don't know." I just
So
have an
like
ear
you can
for
like do
I
it
think
by
I got
ear?
My dad could kind of, have an ear for playing, but sometimes, kind of hear it and jam. And then I was in like a punk band in high school.
Wait, hold on.
And then
I
I
want
wrote
to get.
like a ton of songs, and then I
So wait, pause. So
Yeah.
hold on. So you got your guitar in sophomore year, and did you teach yourself how to play? Is that how that worked?
Yeah, my dad got like this Costco Yamaha nylon string classical guitar, and he told my brother and I, whoever's better at the end of the summer gets the guitar. My brother was a little bit better, so he got the guitar.
So did you win?
And then I got my dad's really. He won. My
He
brother
won.
won. But what? Then I was like, I'm gonna win next time, from Costco or something. Courses in high school, and then my brother gave me MTV Music Generator CD, and that was
Wow.
the entry point into music production. And so I like put it up on MySpace and stuff. I sold CDs in high school.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's amazing. So, that's really funny. MTV Music Generator was the introduction to like production's a real thing. So you
Yeah.
you basically kind of taught yourself to play guitar, correct?
hmm
Okay.
Yeah.
So then, what was the first music? Like, how did you learn to? Did you learn to do that by listening to bands you like, and then just kind of figuring it out? Maybe looking up a few chords. Was there a particular band that you listened to, and then you tried to play their stuff, and that taught you how to make music? Because you also mentioned you joined a punk band and started writing many
Absolutely.
songs. So what was the band? So I'm trying to get
Yeah.
to like, what's the band you listen to? Like everybody's got a first band they listen to. They're like, I'm gonna try and play these songs first. What was that for you?
Yeah. Oof. That's tough. I've always
Sorry.
been such a blend, and you could even hear that in my music. Like sometimes I go ambient, sometimes I go R&B, sometimes I go rock and punk and rap. So I'm kind of like the random guy in vaporwave. I'm like all over the place. Sometimes I'm like
I think that's
sampled,
definitely
sometimes I'm
visible in
not.
the music.
But
You can definitely hear that in the music.
yeah, like I'm everywhere. Some people are like this
What
guy's
was the
so
band
random.
that you learned to play? Who
It's
taught
like
you punk
yeah,
music?
all
What
over the
punk band
place.
did you
But
listen to that you're like, I'll learn to play?
kind of like it. I grew up listening. I had a group of friends I'd rollerblade with, and they would always like put on like Dookie and
Yes, classic.
Nice.
and like
Green
Classic.
Day, hell yeah.
90s stuff like that. Yeah.
The album
Um,
is pretty
some-
fucking perfect when it comes to like a pop punk album.
Yeah.
That's a pretty perfect album.
Yeah.
Yeah, that really was like the blueprint for pop punk.
It starts off with such a bang with like "Burnout" as the first song. I'm not
Yeah.
going
So that was
up,
one of my
I'm
first
just
introduction.
burn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Album hits hard.
Yeah,
It still
it's so
does.
good. I'm getting you guys thirsty for this 90s rock.
Or I'm gonna listen to Dookie once I'm done this.
So.
So
Yeah.
what was the name of the band you played in high school?
Well, I was like, this guy who ran against me for ASB president. I think I lost by like 6 votes or something.
What?
We were buddies
What?
before that, and he said during lunchtime, come to my house, we'll jam out. So I jam out, and I like wrote a ton of the songs. And then he kept on inviting more and more people into the group, and it was called a free sample, like a Costco free sample.
It was called
Or like
Free
3D
Sample,
Blast,
named after
three
Costco.
samples.
That's great. I love that.
Yeah. But and then I was like, I'm done. Like you guys figured it out because it was just falling apart. And then they like played my songs live at like Interlake Live or something. That's the highest school I went to, Interlake. And then I just made my own music and tried to sell CDs. And then
Is this
in
the music you
college,
made
I
on MTV Music Generator, or was this your own private?
yeah. It's
It
called
was.
It's called Z Mace or Zach Mace.
Z Mace?
It's called Z Mace. Yeah, and it's called Word of Toad. It was just completely random. Yeah, so then I had like an emo phase, and then I had
Nice.
like yeah. Then an
We're talking
indie
about like
phase,
Rites of Spring emo,
What's your favorite emo band?
like Dashboard Confessional emo,
What Up Kids?
Broken Side
Which one?
emo.
Broken Side. Holy.
So my English teacher dated the guy from Dashboard Confessionals. He told the whole
What?
class. And, like,
Wow.
Oh my
What was that
God.
fucking guy's name? I know he was also in Further
Chris
Seems Forever.
Carrabba.
Chris Carrabba, yeah. Was it Chris Carrabba or someone else in
The
the
song-
band?
Oh,
Sure.
that's the
Not
guy.
you.
That's the guy that you brag about dating. It can't be anyone else.
Yeah, right. I dated the bassist. Wait, was he the
Who's
bassist?
that? No one cares.
Yeah.
So, let me ask you, what
Yeah.
was the electronic music that you were listening to at the time that got you into music production? Your first
I
few
think
artists.
probably like maybe Daft Punk. Well, actually, no. What happened was my brother was always feeding me stuff. He fed me Weezer Blue Album. He was
What a
like the
guy.
DJ at this like local radio station. Yeah,
That's
he told me
great.
a ton of stuff, and
Great.
and then yeah, and my mom used to run the treadmill to Whitney Houston on that tape, and I like oops. But when it comes to electronic music, our brother used to like stay up late at night and watch those infomercials. Remember they would see like the best of the 80s or something.
Shit.
And he
Okay.
started downloading all those songs.
Oh yeah,
like,
absolutely.
80
You could get.
Yeah. And so he would like start putting together these compilations from 80s pop, like 80s synth pop. And so that was
Damn.
kind of my introduction. And
That's pretty cool. And this is in like the 2000s
yeah.
or like
Probably,
late 90s.
Late 90s.
Nice.
Early
That's.
2000s.
I feel like it wasn't really cool to be
Yeah.
into 80s music
Yeah, middle school.
at that time. So that's pretty badass.
No, probably
Yeah.
not probably
Like
until the
if
late.
you were a
like-
fan of Eiffel 65 or Depeche Mode, you got your shit like rocked.
No one cared. Like it didn't seem
Yeah.
relevant at the time. Probably not until like the late 2000s did that. Is there any kind of resurgence and interest in that genre? You know.
Yeah. Vice City and like Donnie Darko, that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
yeah.
you know what?
Very good
Donnie
point.
Darko, and that probably had a huge influence on people rediscovering. You know what it was too? It was 2005 or no 2000? No, it was the mid 2000s, and that's because there were bands like Interpol that were kind of coming out, and they sounded reminiscent of Joy Division. So people were going back and they were rediscovering like the post punk. But nobody was really caring too much about the synthesizer-based music.
All the like guitar-based 80s stuff was kind of repped.
Guitar-based post-punk and obviously the punk, but like I don't think that people weren't really kind of caring too much about the real traditional synthesizer-driven new wave music until a little bit later, I think. You know, there were bands like Ladytron, but they were like anomalies.
Nice. Oh yeah. My high school was very had a lot of people that were really into music, and I went to the same high school as Heart, the girls from Heart. Actually, yeah, one went to Interlake, one went to Sammamish. We're like rivals, and so we're always like discovering new music and indie music and stuff, and so it was almost like a competition. And I was like, oh, I like Interpol, and this one guy was like, oh, they're like a rip off of the original post
Joy Division. Yeah.
Damn.
It's not.
It's always one of those fools like, oh, it's been done before.
It's not a bad thing.
I hate
to
that
be
conversation.
You know what? I don't hate that conversation, particularly when you're younger. It's not a bad thing to be up against people who might know a little bit more about a certain form of art than you are.
I do respect
that.
To
know more.
I think it's because I'm not good at music history.
You're pretty damn good at music history.
Nowzer.
I think so.
But sometimes people do stuff and they change it a little bit and they tweak it, and that's okay.
Yeah, fair enough.
I actually was a music history teacher at Issaquah High School.
That's too cool.
14, but there was this boomer guy, and they all liked him. And then I came, and he had a health issue, so I stepped in to help. And I had this whole indie music planned out, all these documentaries, Gil Scott Heron, all this deep dive stuff. And the kids were like, "We don't like any of this stuff." It was because I think it was.
What was in 2014? They probably wanted to hear SoundCloud rap.
Perspective, so it was yeah. I played them Radiohead and stuff. They're like, "This sucks," and I was like, "Oh,
that's hilarious."
God, these are a bunch of brats, man.
You should have made them listen to Lil B or something like that, and be like, "Oh yeah, so this is where Xavier Wolf got his inspiration."
You need to punish them. They can only listen to Metal Machine music by Lou Reed now until they
nice.
Straighten up.
Isn't that the Noise album?
Yeah, certainly is.
Someone in chat said, "Skelly, fuck them kids."
Yeah. So I quit teaching. I was like, I'm done with it. So.
Is that right? You just tired of teaching these ungrateful kids, and you're like, I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah, it started I was a history major, and then I went to Korea for a year, and I lived in Germany for a year. I lived in Korea for a year. So
what?
It was German, and Hwasa is Korean, so I could read a little Hangul and stuff. But
unreal.
Yeah, I was just kind of to honor my experiences overseas for each of those years, and I started making ambient music because my friend that knew Sigur and I enrolled in. I was working at an ice cream shop in Seattle, and I enrolled in a grad program for teaching because I taught in Korea, and started making Saturn Valley. And it didn't really pick up. And then I heard about vaporwave, and I said,
"How did you hear about vaporwave?"
Craziest music we've ever.
Yeah, I want to know too.
I think it was Tiny Mixtape.
Oh,
yeah, Tiny Mixtape. Probably Internet Club was at a virtual shopping desk,
yeah, virtual information desk.
Inside project and sound collage. So virtual information. That's it. I love that album. That's for me. That's classic stuff. But as making sound collages really chaotic, and it got way more popular than my Saturn Valley thing. And so I said, I'm just gonna keep rolling with this. But the SEO on my name is horrible. I wish I could change it to company cars.
It's pretty crazy back then because just all of a sudden you sort of found yourself getting all these friend requests from people across the world that you never met, and it's oh wow, I guess I'm involved in a little thing here. That's really the first time that ever happened. did you think of that?
It was it was unbelievable. I started getting reached out. Reached out to people and stuff, and connected with Michael Scott from Atlantis.
Nice.
Connected me with like Lux. Yeah, I released like Dreambox on Fortune 500. That was my first one, and then Illuminated Paths was new age 86. 86 I was born 86, and just kept on rolling. I just kept on bouncing around between people, and everyone was so nice. And it's like, this is
crazy to be like, wow, look at all these friends I have.
Yeah.
It was such a that was the first time that like the idea, before this, social media was used so you could connect to like your friends at school or people in your hometown, and the concept of having like friends from another world was a very new concept. It would be weird to be like, oh, I know this person, where do you know them from? Oh, I know them from vaporwave, as opposed to I know them from I used to work with them, or I went to school with them. Like that was a new thing. I mean, you weren't friends with strangers up until then, and then they didn't feel like strangers. They were just like more people you hung out with. It was very reminiscent of being in a local music scene.
Absolutely, it was really cool, and I had people like come up from Portland, like Per Tapes guys, like 100.
Oh, dude, Hunter, yeah, Akasha System. He's in Florida now. I actually got to collaborate with Per Tapes a long time ago.
Yeah, and it was great. And just hang out with those guys. We were like watching a basketball game. We actually made like kind of an album. They wanted me to master it, but I was like, I don't know what happened to like Nmesh in real life and stuff. Had a beer with him and make more and more music, and I'm stoked this is still going on. This is
crazy.
I started up in 2012. Yeah, it's insane. Yeah, it's really cool. So yeah,
kind of crazy how it's evolved too.
Yeah, totally. And I didn't even know, like, my first Saturn Valley album kind of had a vaporwave feel to it, and I was kind of like, I want to be sample-based, plunderphonics, like Avalanches kind of style.
Avalanches. Was the Avalanches a big influence on you?
Oh, totally. Yeah. The way they're just splicing stuff together and stuff. Yeah. And I took one of the things that taught me editing was I took a class in high school for video editing and learning all the levels and how to do that. And then I just translated that knowledge over to Ableton Live.
That's really interesting. It's a very interesting way to sort of like take one skill and translate it to another medium.
And just kind of self-taught from there. Kind of translates. But
so
yeah.
So then, you've been making music for a long time. And the thing I would say about your albums is that they definitely all vary quite a lot. At what point did you decide, you know what, I'm going to start moving, not doing the just sample-based stuff, but I'm going to start incorporating instruments in again?
Oh, yeah, that was around America. So I bought this. I had a guy from my high school. Like I said, my high school was full of musicians and like hipsters. It's just like, Voxmod makes awesome music, and his brothers were producers and stuff, videographers. They're in my Voxmod was in my class, my video editing classes as well. And I heard about Voxmod's Korg EMG1, and so I got that as a birthday present, and it was. And so I started blending that in my America album with the samples, and that America Onwards is kind of like a signature VoiceAuto sound. And then I sold it around Manic Pixie Dream Boy, and I bought like another synthesizer. I've been kind of like swapping them in and out to get different sounds, because whenever I get a new instrument, I get inspired to make something that's not the same, because I don't want to just keep on pumping out the same thing over and over again.
I agree with you.
So,
there's like a big, there's definitely like a big argument about what kind of artist to be. Do you have a consistent sound where people can kind of always follow it, or do you experiment at the risk of alienating people who maybe like something?
I was just thinking about that.
Yeah.
You seem
Sounds
to be
like
pretty fine with
we know which one
constantly
you
changing it up.
decided on.
Totally. And well, the thing that's confusing for me is I sometimes I run like little Twitter polls and stuff. I say, hey, do you like this album or this album more? Do you like my ambient stuff or my experimental stuff? And it's like 50-50 on everything.
That's
So
not
it's
helpful
really
at all.
confusing. Like some people hate this song and love this song, and the other way around. So it's like I guess I'll just keep on doing this thing in the middle where I do both. I don't
Right.
know. But, I have no idea. Yeah, you can't really control. Like you just make it, and if people like it, they like it. You know, it's just fun to make. So I do
think
it as
that's
like a therapy almost.
really. So, do
Yeah.
do you think you could ever not make music, or is it just inside you? Like, I have to do this. I'm almost compelled to.
You know, God willing, I hope I continue to make music continuously. But who knows? But for me, I think there's ways where you can, no matter what. Um, but yeah, it's in me. Like I need to express my. When I was a teacher, I'd come home, I'd be stressed out, and I would make music as like a way to unwind. So all those first Weisel albums were all when I was teaching.
Like the early
From the
2010s
beginning
ones.
onwards. Yeah. Those
Very
are
cool.
all kind of stopped for a while. What's that? Oh, I cut out?
Just for a second.
You've been cutting out a little bit here and there,
Oh, no.
but that's
sorry
okay.
about that.
Oh, thanks for the
Yeah,
raid,
I'm
Video
not-
Drum. Love that guy.
What was I saying? I forgot.
Well, you were talking about how
Yeah,
you
and-
used to make music to unwind when you were
Therapy, yeah.
teaching.
Oh, totally. And then, so that was like, well, I kind of like to be on my computer doing things. So I was like, maybe I should become a web developer. I quit and I became a web developer. I stopped making music for a couple of years. And then I came back at it with a new, fresh mindset after
Yeah.
listening to like some new sounds and stuff.
What are the
and
new
then-
sounds you were listening to?
I think I was just listening to a lot of like jazz and classical.
Oh, too cool.
And also,
Wow.
yeah, I watched the whole Ken Burns jazz documentary. I'm really into that. And I love Sade. Listening to more like Quiet
Hell
Storm
yeah.
stuff.
and
Hell yeah.
Yellow Magic Orchestra, City Pop stuff, and just diving into just older stuff. I got kind of bored of the new stuff. I feel like after 2012, I kind of just go back and I'm start digging around for stuff because I'm always trying to look for stuff that no one's heard and then maybe it could sample that
Nice.
or maybe it can inspire me. And so I feel like I have a different ear than some people. I'm like listening for things that could inspire me. So I mean, I think a lot of musicians are probably like that though.
Yeah, no, but I think it's interesting that it's like, well, 2012 is when you start really kind of picking up with auto, and that's exactly when you start looking backwards, almost as if
Yeah,
like,
good point. So 회사Auto is almost like you're recontextualizing your finds. Sort of, you know. More than that.
It's
but-
kind of like, yeah, from like 86 to 2012, I was like collecting. I was like a consumer. And then as soon as 2012 hit, I became a creator. And I
Yep.
said,
you sort of, it's a synthesis of everything you'd been kind of picking up and
I
saving
wanted to
away
be a
in your
consumer,
brain.
I wanted to just create stuff. And so I kind of, yeah. So I just log that in there. And I mean, I've said Prince and Sade are like two of my biggest influences.
Beautiful.
But recently I've been listening to a lot of, this sounds weird, I listen to a lot of like Third Eye Blind recently. For some reason it's really like
Nice.
therapeutic.
Third Eye
for me.
Blind.
Like Vertical
Third Eye's
Horizon
good.
and
Yeah.
shit.
Third Eye Blind is
Not vertical.
Come on.
Third Eye Blind,
Oh, is that
album's-
too much of a
that's
reach?
Pretty sweet. That's a pretty sweet
So
album.
you said filter. Come on, man. Work with me here.
Oh, Filter's great.
A little smash mouth. Smash mouth. Come on.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's some gems. Motorcycle Drive-By, I was listening to that recently.
that
I was
is
like,
a great
it
song.
makes
Honestly,
sense.
that Third Eye Blind album is pretty good. Yeah, I couldn't remember any of the names of the songs, so I gotta look it up again. But that album's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah,
3 type beat.
I think it's the gem of the popular post-grunge, world that we had in like the mid '90s. But yeah, good album. I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, Motorcycle Drive-By is great.
Totally.
Epilepsy's great.
Yeah,
Graduate. That's
totally
a good
agree.
album.
That's so good.
Totally.
Yeah, underrated. And has high ratings of rated music too.
It's become like a rediscovered little gem that people have like rediscovered and reappreciated it. So shout out to Third Eye Blind.
Yeah. It's for me. It's kind of like I'm revisiting. I had rough couple of years, and revisiting kind of when things were light and easy, and I was a kid, and things were open. And for me, that's kind of when you're in like a weird place or a dark place, you kind of go back and you remember like.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically like the definition of nostalgia right there that you're kind of going into right
now. Absolutely. Taking you back to a simpler time.
And then when you go back...
yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry. You used to be really what?
Oh, I was just going to say, I used to be self-conscious about like listening to stuff, but now I just don't care. I'm like,
It's
old
like,
enough
oh yeah,
where
dude.
I could be listening
That's
to
the
it.
nice
Once you get to a
thing
certain age, you just like what you like, and who
So
cares?
that is like the nicest thing that comes with age is just not caring,
Right.
about about a lot of things,
Yeah, and it's the ones that are our age that still like take it super seriously. That it's just like, oh, that's kind of cringe, dude.
Yeah, totally. I mean, maybe if you're in your 20s, that's fine.
Sure.
Things appear to matter so much more in your early 20s, and then get to be around our age. It's like, it's fine. There's no reason to stress too much
like
about
when
like
somebody wants to like tell you like that what you like sucks. When you're a teenager, it's just like, no, it doesn't. And now it's just like, oops, okay, like I guess it sucks.
Or if someone just wants to tell you that you suck.
Yeah.
Who fucking cares?
Learned about that in child psychology when I became a teacher. Eric Erickson talks a lot about how egocentrism.
Eric Erickson,
those
there you go.
Years where everything's about
guy
yourself.
did the stages.
Yeah. It's so nice they named him twice. Yeah.
He's one of my favorite psychologists.
Yeah.
Good one.
Yeah, pretty good one. Solid stuff. And I'm just stoked to continue to make music. I'm released Neuro this year, dedicated to ALS, and I'm releasing another album on Utopia District, and right during Vapor Rays, which is actually about ALS as well. My aunt died
very
of
cool.
ALS, somebody
Very
really
cool.
Yeah. So one thing that kind of has me frustrated is the government said we're going to make this a livable disease in the next 10 years. So we're out. Getting $1 million to buy a house in Seattle.
Hang on. I don't know if he cut out for you as long as he did for me.
He cut out for me.
I didn't get
for a few
anything
minutes
after
there.
you said the government is going to make this a livable disease in 10 years. What did you say after that?
Okay. I said they want to make it a livable disease in 10 years, so the Congress allocated $1 million over the course of 10 years. And I'm thinking, $1 million? And there's actually an article that said the government wants to do a moonshot, but they can't even get off the ground. They can't even buy a house in
$1 million is nothing.
So I'm just thinking, like, we need to it's nothing at all. And it's
what
like,
a joke.
we're spending all this money on whatever. Yeah. So I actually wrote all the candidates. Like, could anyone mention ALS? And Steve Gleason actually was on the ESPYs, and he has ALS, and he mentioned he was talking about surviving stuff. That created awareness. So any sort of awareness for this, it's literally the worst disease you can get. You become a prisoner in your own body.
It's pretty terrifying.
Like Stephen Hawking had it, Lou Gehrig's disease. Yeah. So we have to find a cure.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is very important stuff.
Well, good on you for kind of like taking the lead to help put awareness on that and raise money for that with Vapor Rays, which I don't think has been announced yet, but that's exciting. Are you with us?
Auto.
Somebody didn't use an Ethernet cable.
Hello?
Oh, there he is. He's back.
There you go. All right, got you.
Oh, sorry. It froze for a little bit. I said good on you, and then I cut out.
Yeah, sorry, bud.
It dipped.
But you're back with us.
No worries. Sorry, what were you saying?
What were we saying?
I don't recall, but we got 10 more minutes to get to know HuesaAuto before you are going to be thrown to the wolves.
We have to ask you a bunch of questions.
Yep.
Even more questions. All right, so then I want to ask a few more questions then at this point. All right, so your next albums, where is the direction going with those?
So I'm actually making neurodegenerative ALS. I'm making an album for an RPG, and
Too
I
cool.
made like
Sweet.
70. It's gonna be awesome. It's like hack and slash sort of thing. I've been talking to the producers and stuff through Discord, and I've made like 70 songs. I'm just pumping them out like crazy.
Stop.
And
how do you wait? What is the process like for making 70 songs? Here's the thing about you, man, is you make a lot of music. I've like seen some of the albums, and there are so many tracks. Where do you okay? You're with your process. Is it just like every night you go home and sit down and start working, or is it just happen when it happens? Oh, so you have are you pretty regimented when you do your production?
Yeah, I usually start out with like a chord structure or like guitar, like funk thing, or like a beat. And I just build on it. I make loops, and then I make a second loop, like circle of fifths sort of thing, or something like that, and then progressions, and then I kind of just play those loops over, and then when I have it on the linear editor on Ableton, I start to splice things, reverse things, kind of add different layers, or say there's too many layers. I listen to it in my car and my headphones to make sure the levels aren't weird.
The car
Great.
check.
That's what I do. I do that as well.
Yeah.
Car. You gotta play it in the
Sometimes
car.
I fail at that, but for this, I've made 70 songs, and
fucking nuts.
22 of them. They said this doesn't match. So I said, 22 songs. I've already made these songs. Let's release an album with it. So
right.
I'm releasing an album called Snack Time.
Snack
Am I
time.
frozen?
Now, is it RPG themed, or is it just like happens to be outtakes from the RPG soundtrack?
Hello?
Did you hear my question? Damn. Somebody call HuesaAuto's internet provider. Hello? Hey.
I think I'm frozen.
Well, I
now.
can hear and see you. Can you hear and see us?
Oh, there we are.
Yeah. So are the 22
Snack
tracks, is Snack Time an RPG themed album, or do they just happen to be outtakes from an RPG OST?
They're outtakes from RPG OST, and I thought let's rename all. I like to have themes, so I named them all the different snacks, and that the album covers.
Oh, that's great.
A snack.
Oh, that's fun. I love a good concept album.
Yeah. So it'll be fun, and it has.
They are snacks because they're not the main
genre.
course. The main course is the other album. These are the snacks.
Oh my God!
That's
Is
true.
that
Yeah,
is
it's kind of like
is
an
that why you called it that?
That's why I'm calling it that. But
That's too perfect.
I don't know about. I don't
You
know
just
what
gave me
snacks
that.
are.
Sounds like a
I don't know,
future
snack-
funk
I-
album.
I like what I came up with. I think it's great.
Yeah. No, that was
Yeah.
pretty. That's
Just
pretty
give me
wise,
that
buddy.
idea. Yeah. So, I'm just gonna keep on. I think I'm just keep on dumping stuff into the RPG and whatever they don't like. I'm just gonna continue to make more albums for that.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like how like casual you are. I really love how casual your attitude is. And I think Zach's kind of always been like this. I really love how casual your attitude is towards making the music. Like, yeah, I make it. It's good. It's done. It's not like
you don't take
some
yourself
people
too seriously.
get too wrapped up and stressed out about it. But you seem to be like, oh, you don't like this? Well, I guess I could use it for this then. If you don't like it, you don't like some other stuff, I'll use it for something else.
It reminds me of analogy like, there's two pottery classes, and one pottery class they said make as many pots as you can, and you'll be judged off your best. And the other one they said make one good pot. And the people who made a ton of pots made way better pots than the one with only one pot. So for me, it's kind of just like fail quickly, keep on pumping it out. And maybe, Bruce Springsteen makes a song a day. He has 365 songs a year. And then he'll use like 12 of them for an album. So he just throws like a ton of stuff away and says, these ones are good. So
gotta leave those for the Patreon.
My mentality.
Interesting.
Yeah. There's a lot of, if people reach out to me and, hey, can you contribute? I'll probably just give them something that's in my bin. So
Yeah,
one of the dusty
you got
crack
plenty
pots.
of things for compilation requests.
JK. Damn, we should have had you on before.
Yeah.
We could have got some HlaySawAuto for Hot Takes Volume 1. Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
That would be sweet.
Time for next volume for sure, because
Next
apparently
volume.
he's got plenty to spare.
Hell yeah.
Right
I
on,
love a
right
good
on.
B-side, man. Honestly, I feel like I respect artists that like have a very, very high standard for what they put out, but it's some good shit that people sent me. It's like, oh, I just didn't know what to do with this. And I'm like, this is good. Real good. Like, I guess it's something for everybody.
Yeah. Sometimes people, I don't want to get stuck on something. I just want to go on to the next thing.
Yeah,
Fair.
Maybe I'll come back to that thing. Yeah.
that's my question too. Is it sounds like you finish a lot of songs. That's kind of crazy. So, when you get, let me ask that question. When you get stuck in the middle of a production, do you just work through it until it's done, or do you start working on another thing?
I listen to it, and then I kind of have like a trash meter. And if the trash meter is like really, I'm kind of like, okay, let's just stop doing this. This is trash. But if it's, I'm kind of vibing. Like David Byrne's, like I want to make songs that kind of make you move. And if it's making me move, then I'm like, this is a groove. This is no groove, no move.
No groove, no move. I like that. That's you got to coin that. You got to coin that phrase, man.
Yeah.
No groove, no move.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it's fun. It's just a hobby, and I just enjoy doing it. I'm stoked that so many people listen to this stuff. I'm like, whoa,
Crazy, right?
That's awesome. Yeah. It's it's passive income too. So
It's just interesting to have been doing it for so long too. Like, can you believe that it's still like you're still involved in something? You know what I mean? That's crazy. Like, think about like prior to this little world, and you would just make your music and like throw it into the void, and then it's just very interesting that a thing built up around it where there is interest and people.
absolutely. Yeah, it's just, it's total honor. I've told some of my friends, I'm like, don't dwell on one song too long. Just go onto the thing every day. Slap vaporwave on it. See what
Yeah,
happens.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah. So, that sounds like a hack. I'm kind of a hacker. I'm a coder, so.
Heyo, I like how you tie that together.
Well, we're going to go ahead and transition into the second half of Hot Takes, where we throw you to the wolves, and anyone in the chat can ask anything they want within reason, and we'll ask you.
Awesome.
So now that we know you better,
Sweet.
we've had a question pinned for like 30 minutes. Thanks, Roche Corp. He wants to know if there are any newer or like up-and-comer vaporwave artists that you've been enjoying.
Oh, that's a toughie. Oof. This is my Achilles heel. This is my Achilles.
I was kind of afraid of that, but that's okay. What's the last vaporwave artist that you remember really enjoying? Or like someone you would like put people onto?
I do. Like for me, like people reach out to me and like collab with me, then I'll listen to their stuff a lot. Like
Nice.
Darian Shields and
Yeah,
anything.
Very cool. Yeah, he's local.
Plaza. Yeah, and I played show with him before. It's
Oh,
awesome.
very
And,
cool.
Oh yeah, I want to ask you
Three
about your live
shows.
stuff too.
Yeah, I have nightmares about that.
Well, so why is that? If you don't mind talking
just
about it.
anxiety. I've made
I'm
really
sorry to hear
bad
that.
mistakes live. Yeah, I forgot to put my audio out to 2 different channels, so it's just mono. and people like only hearing half of it. It's just newbie mistake.
I think we've all made newbie mistakes.
But I used to play live. Yeah, playing with a band is easier because I could just be like a guitarist or a drummer, or on the bass or singing or something. But when it's just me up there, I'm kind of like, But I was always trying to figure out. To do this. What's that?
Well, there's no like real like guidebook on how to do it. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing that makes it difficult, but also like kind of interesting. But also many ways that it could be done wrong too if you don't think about it the way that you want to. But so you played live with Darren?
Yeah, I played live with a lot of people. Box Mod. There was a Sasquatch in Seattle. I played a couple shows in Saturn Valley with some guys from like Midwest and a bunch of stuff. What was I gonna say? I kind of avoid it now because it's kind of like all my stuff is like meticulously planned out, and I'm not good at like splicing it up and like just hitting the buttons at the right time or whatever. So I'm kind of like I actually had a really weird hipster concept where I was like, what if I just put my music up there, and instead of playing it or faking it, what if I just sat up there and I played my Game Boy on a lazy boy chair?
Oh,
very Andy Kaufman.
Dude, I mean, have you been to a lot of vaporwave live shows? Everyone does it different, and a lot of people will just kind of like play an instrument along with a backing track. I don't want to say any names because I don't want anyone to like be offended, even though I'm saying nice things. But like lots of people will press play and dance, or press play and play the saxophone, or the guitar. Lots of people do that, and I mean like I don't necessarily like DJ like just not knowing what next song I'm going to play. Like if I'm playing a show, I kind of have an idea of what I'm going to play, if not like a completely planned out set list, if we're not being completely honest right now. I mean, when you get on stage in front of people and like Skelly, who was the like EDC DJ that was just like, oh yeah, like it's all pre-planned?
That would be what's
was it Deadmau5? Yeah, like I don't know. There's gonna be that one guy that's just like, I saw you hit the sync button, but like who cares?
Yeah.
It's all for fun.
Absolutely. And for me, like I played with Limousine and Eyeliner.
Sick, I love that guy.
And
sweet.
Amazing.
We love both guys.
Amazing. And Eyeliner was dancing around. I was just like,
wait, you played with Eyeliner? Where?
Yeah, in Seattle. And
he came to Seattle?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Awesome.
That's too cool.
And,
yeah, that's real
like,
awesome.
He's having fun up there, and I was like, this is what it's about. It's about having fun. It's not about trying to look a certain way. It's just grooving and having other people have fun with you.
Absolutely.
Making a move.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're absolutely right. And most of the audience members badly want to hear their music that they like loud. They don't give a shit what you're doing.
Before. Yeah.
And the ones that do give a shit what you're doing, if you just jump up and down, like they'll reflect that energy,
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
We are flush with questions now.
Yeah.
So
Sweet.
play more shows. Your audience would love it, but
sure,
only
man.
if you want to. I just think I encourage you to.
Okay.
Lux has a great question. She says, Lux Elite, thinking back to your many projects and the albums you've released, do you happen to have a favorite? Or if not a favorite, an album that brings you the happiest memories?
Oh, brings me back to like the classic Vapor era. It was like Lux and Saint Pepsi and Nmesh. We all kind of like came around the same time. So those early stuff, everything has this different iteration. It's like listening to a Radiohead album, like the band's will be a different mood than Kid A,
we were actually talking about Radiohead in the chat, so I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a huge influence on me. And
hell yeah.
I think Tech Noir for me was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because I was making all these mini albums, and I said I'm gonna make a macro album, 16.5 hours long, on
You're
like 8
nuts.
cassettes.
Yeah, I
Constant
remember that.
albums
You're a
were really
crazy
fun.
person.
Yeah. We're like, well, how did he do this? I was like, yeah. And then
That's your
Saint
explanation.
Pizza,
Yeah.
yeah, Saint
That's right, pizza. I
is
forgot that.
Saint
Nmesh.
Pizza.
it's supposed to be, yeah. And there's a bunch of A-lists people don't even know about. Some really weird dark album I made that I just threw up there because I wanted to just keep moving and not get stuck in one place. It's nice. To
I
have
respect
different
that. You didn't want to
aliases 'cause you can
stagnate.
kind of play with different personas. I want to do hard music, ambient music, cyberpunk, whatever.
Very
And,
cool.
So
Must have been tough for you
Yeah,
when you took that break for a second. Then.
yeah, it was. I was in a weird place, and then I was trying to make stuff, and I couldn't do anything original. So I was like, I gotta sell some stuff and then buy stuff. So I do this thing where I sell and buy, and it puts me in a different headspace. But the VST land is like endless amounts of different sounds and inspirations. So that's cool for recent stuff.
Thank God for that.
Yes, thanks.
Endless inspiration.
I mean, people call it the Nmesh album. I guess that was kind of silly, but there's a lot of good memories. I think Neuro Neuro and Lost Memories are probably two of my most gut wrenching albums.
Yeah.
Because I lost my dog, and then
Oh, that's rough, man.
yeah, stuff's getting more real. Like I'm putting out stuff that's maybe reflective of my life or people around me's life and stuff. So, yeah, a lot of good stuff though. Yeah. Is it wrong
Respect
to
that.
listen to your own music? That's a
No,
hot
not at
I
all.
listen to my own DJ sets. I don't make music, but like I
Absolutely.
listen to my own shit all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fiji Days. Whoa. Skelly, your camera just shit itself. Guess I'll throw your still up. Skelly, are you with us? Damn. Well, this is one for the books. Everything's going wrong
He's
tonight.
gone to listen to his own music.
He's gone to listen to his own music. He's like, actually, I think I'll do that right now. Skelly, if you can hear us, why don't you just give it the old reboot? In the meantime, Fiji Days has a great question. What's a vaporwave subgenre that you've heard of and would like to try making yourself?
Ooh, that's a good one. I like stuff that's like really new and unique.
He's back.
And
Good.
We're back.
Happy. That was a quick listen. So I'm kind of asking like, what genre do you like? I'm kind of like, I'm all over the place. I'm like the random guy. So if it comes across me and I like it, I'll like it. I don't know if I could groove to it. So slush waves. That was a thing for a while. And
Yeah.
Nice.
I was trying to make some new genre on my Neuro album. Forgot like what did I call it? I'm always putting weird like plastic wave or
Plastic
something
wave.
like this.
Plastic
Make up
wave.
stupid genres. Yeah. Yeah.
That's I think I like the way you approach music though. It's from a very playful standpoint.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dog Wave. That was one of my albums.
Dog wave. Oh
Vapor
my God.
Dance. Yeah, you can just do anything. So I just play. For me, it's just like playing.
That's good.
It's like
I think that's
you're a
fantastic.
sandbox. It's like a sandbox. Yeah.
Why not? You know, it's all for fun.
It's a great attitude. I think that's the exact attitude to have, honestly.
Yeah. If you're not having fun, don't do it.
Absolutely.
That's what I think. And
Once
then
it's
we step
work,
away and come
like,
back.
it ain't fun anymore. Twin Pines Mall with a great question. If you collect vaporwave cassettes, what was the first vaporwave tape you ever bought?
It may have sent me a bunch of stuff. Yeah, Carson Greenway did a bunch of my album covers, and that's when I started putting stuff out. And the labels would give me stuff along with it. So
Nice.
a lot of time stuff, and it's just awesome. I mean, it's just such an honor to have stuff on. I'm so grateful that people are putting out stuff physically. Like, I mean, that's hard work.
Right.
Like, running those labels and shipping all that out.
No, I don't know how any of them do it.
Halcyon,
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I don't know how
Especially
any
the
of
ones
them
who
do
just
that.
do it in
That's
their
crazy.
house.
That's like there's so many like just small. Like I can't believe people do it. That they like put out an album and send it to you. That's so much responsibility.
Yeah.
I could never.
Yeah, real
I could
shit.
Never.
Can you run that back for
Yeah.
me real quick? I don't know if I'm the only one that missed it. I got part of that answer. What was the first vaporwave tape you bought?
Received, yeah.
I think it was. I didn't buy it. I think it was given to me. But I think it's something that actually. That's given to me. If that makes sense. I kind of.
Yeah. What was it? I'm
Which
sorry,
was
man.
which
We're
one was
having
given
some
to you?
serious
Oh no.
goofs.
It's probably my
okay.
issue.
No,
I'm
you're
actually-
you're
it was-
fine.
I'm not at my place. I'm actually at my parents', so their connection's a little
Oh,
worse
it's,
than mine.
it's all good.
Yeah. So.
What was the album One More Time?
Give it to you.
Yeah, I don't think there was one album. I think that I just got bundles of albums.
One stand out to you?
From like labels that you worked on?
I would buy like certain certain albums or certain vinyls and from his album and Limousine. That was
Limousine.
when people give
Limousine.
me something that's like awesome. So I mean that's
It's meaningful.
I love that. Yeah, it's really meaningful, and it's just I've listened to that stuff a ton. So
Hell yeah.
I don't know if that answers the question.
That's okay. That's okay. We'll take what we can get, man. Keep those questions coming, chat. We will get those answers one way or another. I got one for you. What is your favorite one-hit wonder?
Oh man, oh man of Shevitz.
You got me thinking about that shit.
Oh man.
Thinking about that answer to that myself. I mean, I kind of
thinking
know
of all
mine
these-
already.
Yeah, there's
I know
too
what
many
it is.
answers. Say them all.
Mine, it's got to be the New Radicals song.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Solid.
It's a great song. You know,
Yeah.
the music in you.
I don't think I'm familiar with that song, but I probably just
You don't know that song by the New Radicals?
I probably heard it and just don't know the name of it. I'm
I'll
pretty
send it to you later.
pretty
Send it to you
naive.
I mean, it's a one-hit wonder. You wouldn't probably know it.
Oh,
It's the one
well, as soon
song.
as someone plays it,
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh yeah, that song. Yeah.
There's some artists I'm like, are they really a one?
Right.
I'm looking at stuff.
Yeah, I always think of like
Oh,
Take
man.
On Me, but I'm sure there's another one that I like more than that.
Oh, that album's actually pretty good. I got
Is
it
it really?
at a thrift shop. Yeah, it's a lot of times one-hit wonders actually have some deep cuts on them.
There's this
Yeah,
one
it's so groovy.
artist. I think she just is called just Kim, and it's got the song "Gimme the Dance," and I don't think she's ever made like anything else. It's like an '80s kind of dancey R&B song.
Ooh, I know who I'd say. Maybe Technotronic.
Okay,
Pump Up the Jam. I
Okay.
listen to and rock jams all the
a
time.
little bit. Oh, really? Oh, dude, you and Lux
Yeah, I
both.
danced around it. Yeah.
Oh man, I was
Natalie.
actually just shit talking Gypsy Woman this morning, and that was not a popular take.
Yeah.
Oops,
Yeah.
my bad. I don't care for jock jams. I'm sorry.
Just check it. The volume 1 only.
Yeah, I'm a hater.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got respect. Though. I
Introduce
got
me-
respect.
That may have been my first electronic. Maybe that or yeah, it's probably that. Was my
I feel like
first
a
thing.
lot of people's first introduction to electronic music was like Euro dance or like
Yeah.
all that Euro trash stuff, from the early '90s,
Yeah.
the jock jams. I remember like being exposed to that, and then like Aqua, Barbie Girl, Eiffel 65.
Oh yeah.
And just like weird, because I grew up in a religious household, so there'd be like random weird like Christian synth pop bands that were like okay by my parents, and I'd be like, all right, like I don't know what this is, but I like that they can make any noise they want. It's not just guitar, drums.
I've sampled a lot of Christian artists, actually. I think it's
you
a
should,
hidden
dude.
gem. I've sampled like a lot of my songs were like Michael W. Smith stuff.
I love Michael W. Smith. I will
like,
never stop loving like old Amy Grant.
Yeah.
Reminds me of my childhood.
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
yeah. I had a Christian rock phase for like a year in high school.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, you know, Tooth and Nail Records did some great shit, like in their like spin-off labels, like they had some pretty good shit. Like they had MXPX, Norma Jean, you know.
Yeah. My cousin works for them, and he's in a Christian rock band.
Oh no
actually.
way! Your cousin works for Tooth and Nail Records?
And he's
You're absolutely shitting me. I mean, they
he's
are
a big
Seattle
drummer.
based.
Yeah. So, I remember
That's
Juliana
unreal.
Theory. I think they're
Yeah.
Oh
the
yeah,
Juliana
Juliana
Theory.
Theory.
Yeah, they were.
underrated.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
good. Like I remember them, and like Further Seems Forever. You know, going back to the whole
Yeah.
Chris Carrabba thing. Under Oath was a Christian
Juliana Theory was
band.
actually
Like
pretty far ahead of their time. Honestly, they were doing.
They
the
were.
kind of- They were kind of
Did you
doing
guys-
the 2000s emo music before the 2000s.
yeah, they really were.
They were,
Yeah.
they were ahead of their
Did,
time.
did you guys know that the singer and drummer of Under Oath is on a Brother Tiger track?
Really?
Spencer fucking can't remember his last name is on a Brother Tiger song. It's unbelievable. Like I had to jump in Fire Tools DMs because she is very knowledgeable and has played with a lot of those Solid State Records bands. Be like, oh my god, this guy collaborated with Brother Tiger. What?
Yeah. That's unreal.
It is.
Yeah. I love going back and just digging through it. You feel
Spencer
like a
Chamberlain,
funny
thank you
person
guys.
just digging through all this stuff.
Yeah, dude, like N5X has sampled a like 70s like Jesus Freak song that like absolutely smacks.
Nice.
Somebody the other day, I can't remember who it was. I think it was like Contact Lens sampled a BB and CC Winans track, which was like a brother sister duo that made like imagine Christian slow jams. Like, and there's some seriously like soulful shit, and it got sampled by Contact Lens. That's smart because a lot of people aren't listening to that. Like, they don't know what that is. Like,
Yeah. You want to go to the thing that no one's listening to, and just it's a gold mine
mm-hmm.
for me. I think totally. What was I had something. It just slipped my mind. Oh, well. It's all good.
What this might be too broad of a question, but what is your favorite music-related memory?
Oh, that's an interesting question.
I think I used to music-related memory. Oh, that's tough. You know, there's so many. My
That's a
life's
broad
just
one, but like anything you can think of
Yeah.
that was just meaningful. I like how it looks like he's just frozen in thought.
It's
into certain
contemplating.
places, you know, with like summer camp, yeah, or family reunions. I used to dance around to like UB40 and stuff. There's so many memories. Of
It's funny
hearing
you
my
mention
dad
that.
play
We heard a-
Blackbird on acoustic guitar.
Yeah. Lux and I heard a UB40 song out at the bookstore today. I think it was UB40.
That's us, yeah. They
Nice.
like British reggae.
Yeah.
Red wine.
Yeah, that's
Or
the
the-
one. And
the-
I was just like, oh, I hate this song.
Yeah.
Spirit.
Gotta be the scamp.
Oh man, some good stuff. Man, there's so many music-related memories.
Oh, that's a great question. Twin Pines Mall.
breakups, get-togethers, tons of stuff.
Oh, yeah. Before we take his question, like, I will say one of my favorite, and this is so, like,
Yeah.
typical, but one of my favorite things about music is, like, it takes you, like, back, like, you can associate shit and just be like, oh, man, that's the song I was listening to. Like, I remember the very, very last song that I played in my apartment in Central Texas was Vectroid's Enemy on my, like, beatbox.
Oh, so
As
good.
I was clearing out, it's a
So
long
good.
song too. As I was like finishing deep cleaning
Yeah.
this apartment, Enemy was going. Like, I'll never forget when Enemy comes on shuffle. Like, I'll remember like cleaning that apartment, or just shit like that. And yeah, that song fucking smacked. Still does.
Yeah, amazing. I don't know how that was made. Incredible stuff. There must be some secret tools like Oneohtrix
Dude.
and all these people use. You know, they're just,
Yeah.
what are you doing? It's beyond my understanding.
Yeah. Some of the stuff Vectroid made in the mid
I'm just some
2010s was
bedroom
just
guy.
phenomenal.
Absolutely, yeah. And that stuff's what got me into vaporwave. That and Internet Club. Yeah.
You a big fan of Oneohtrix Point Never?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Actually, I pitched that song to my music history class, and the kids were like, "Boo!"
Which
this
song?
I don't know. I think it was.
Fuck those kids, man. Like I said before.
He goes, fuck them
Right,
yeah.
kids.
Worst kids I've ever heard of. Worst music history
Oh,
students.
man.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. It was.
I
it
was
was
just
rough,
taking the piss.
But it was all good. I just dumped it all into. I think I dumped that whole experience into my Android album. So
What
they inspired
song?
me. Thank you.
What song
students.
did you play for the kids again?
Oh, I didn't. Oh, from Oneohtrix?
Yeah.
I think I just played that R+7 album.
Well, it's an amazing album.
That
Yeah, I
album's
would like to play full albums to
awesome.
have them write their
My
thoughts.
favorite one.
Yeah.
I can't hear the beauty.
I mean,
in
if
it.
you'd played Replica, I would have gotten it.
They-
But like R+7, come on.
Ridiculous. These are terrible
Yeah.
children. They're probably all
Yeah.
failures now.
Lux just said should have been
So
Replica.
they wanted to hear some.
They wanted to hear
Yeah.
some Ghostamine.
Okay, so,
I don't know what was
yeah,
popular in
That's a life
2014.
lesson. Maybe don't teach high school music classes.
That's a good. Yeah, it's there. Yeah, all right. I mean, I've taught.
They're
I never
shrooms.
will now.
Oh, dude, I can only imagine you teaching a high school music class. That'd be hilarious.
It would really. Yeah, it would be funny. Not good. Not after what I've heard.
No, Isaac, that's not the first fucking refused album. Except he sang it to a
What?
student. Okay, so great question. Twin Pines Mall. What is your favorite? What is the most memorable concert that you've been to?
There we go.
Most
We back?
memorable. Yes, welcome back. Twin Pines Mall would like to
All right.
know the most memorable concert that you went to.
I mean, my Bloody Valentine was crazy because I could feel
Awesome.
the sound, like on the bottom of my shoes, the rubber was vibrating, my shirt was vibrating. Sigur Rós.
Holy shit.
Crazy.
was up-
I
up
would
there,
kill
too.
to have seen Sigur Rós.
And then in partying with them afterwards was crazy in their van.
You partied with
Really?
them in their
What the heck is-
van?
What? Explain
Yeah,
that.
we hung out with them before. We went to Pike Place Market, and then we saw the show. Went backstage, like drank with them. And then we were
Oh,
on the
that's
party bus eating pizza and stuff.
awesome.
It was crazy. And then Radiohead, Flaming Lips, Sufjan. I've seen him
Oh,
twice.
I would
but,
love to see Sufjan
when he
Stevens.
did-
Sufjan.
when he did that album about his mom dying.
Carrie Little. I love that album. That's one of my favorites.
It's amazing. Yeah, that album used to make me cry. But
I've listened to the live version of that album before too, and it's magnificent.
yeah, that's so good. Yeah, that's so many good concerts.
Some good
Say the
shows,
Worst was
man.
Probably, yeah, I mean, I used to be a big like hipster music guy. M83.
Me too.
So much.
M83,
So much stuff. Just
Hell yeah.
School of Seven Bells. Like
I saw
so
School of
much
Seven
there.
Bells
Yeah,
as
that's a deep
well.
cut.
Yeah. I
So
saw
good.
Active Child
Yeah.
open for them. Like in
Yeah.
2011 like, and now that
Yeah.
one guy's dead. Like it's just crazy.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
strange.
eerie.
Yeah. Carol Carabinitos is really good too.
Oh, we love Kira.
I feel like I saw them. I can't remember.
Yeah, really fun.
But Negi Jemmy toured with them.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
I didn't know that actually. That's pretty
In
cool.
college, I used to go to a ton of like indie shows, like
Me too.
Album Leaf, Rat-a-tat.
Oh,
No.
cool.
Rat-a-tat's fun live. I
Hell
saw them
yeah.
live. They're great.
Yeah.
Did you ever see Battles live? Do you remember Battles?
I think I did.
Never
Yeah.
saw it.
Yeah,
think
I saw
might have.
Montreal a couple times.
Yeah. Tons of stuff, man. I haven't gone to a concert in a long time. I should probably need to get back out there. I think the last one was maybe Flag.
Yeah,
Rose.
same.
Yeah. So it was Soul Ipsum. That's what I was thinking of.
Soul
Yeah.
Ipsum. Hey, so Soul Ipsum is local, I think, and so is Magic Fades. Did you ever catch
Yeah.
Magic
Magic
Fades
Fades.
live?
No, but Solid Summon I used to hang out with.
No fucking way. Because they collaborated.
Yeah,
So.
super
And I
cool.
love Magic Fades. Holy shit.
Yeah, amazing stuff. So,
God, this is so much fun. Quiz wants to know what your favorite music-related film is.
music related. I mean, I think it used
As
to
documentary?
be. Ooh, as a documentary, a mockumentary? Would it be?
That's
would
a
it be
good
Spinal
question.
Tap?
He just said favorite music-related film. I would say this is Spinal Tap could work.
Or like Stop Making Sense, or Purple Rain. I mean, come on.
Okay,
Prince.
damn. All
Oh,
right.
that's an unassailable choice.
Yeah, I mean that's too obvious.
Unassailable.
but
I like it.
It's so good. I love Take Me With You. This it just puts me in a vibe. It's such a good song. So, yeah, it's one. I've sampled him on like almost every album. Oops,
Really?
sorry, Prince. Don't sue me.
Sorry, Prince. He's dead. What's he gonna do?
Yeah,
I know, right?
No, I mean, just kidding.
Lux Elite with a favorite question, courtesy of our mod Strip Silence. Rank these in terms of importance: album title, album cover, and track titles. In order of importance.
Album cover, because that's what draws you in. You know,
Okay.
judge a book by its cover. You shouldn't.
Yeah, true.
But we do. I mean, come on. Like
I could see that.
I picked up. Yeah, it's like. So I think that's pretty important. I don't know if titles are really. Sometimes I don't even look at titles. I'm just like. I'm mainly a listener.
Yeah, song titles or album titles?
I think an album title is important if it's conceptual.
Yeah, I agree.
If it's not conceptual, then I guess the album.
I feel that.
The song, yeah, so it depends on the situation. That's
Yeah.
a good question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you actually on that note.
Yeah. Totes my goats.
Make mistakes. My usual question. What's your favorite hardware, if you use any, to produce with?
Hardware. I mean, it used to be EMX7, and then it became this Modal Argon 8, and then it became I got these like little tiny like Yamaha DX reface and CS reface, and then my guitar, which I used to have a Tele. I still have a Tele, a Strat, and recently it's been VSTs. It's been like Arturia and Neural DSP, and that gives me like certain sounds, amp stems and stuff. So I would say recently I've gone digital, but I still do the guitar. So yeah, those are probably my favorite hardwares I've gone through. It's kind of a list.
Hell yeah.
That's interesting.
No, our audience loves the hardware questions, so thank you. Starting to think maybe we need to do like a paid spin-off show where we dig deep into the hardware part, even though I'll have no idea what the fuck y'all are talking about.
That'd be legit.
Lux with another great banger of a question. Do you have any particular inspirations for your music? Books, video games, other music maybe?
Absolutely. That's a great question. So Q, my album Q was after I read 1Q84. I was on a Murakami kick when I was a substitute teacher. And so that was after that. Android was actually Android up at Dream Catalogue was supposed to be a Sufjan Stevens style album for, it was supposed to be Cascadia. It was supposed to be about the Northwest. And all the songs were like, a Secu, a dead alien found on the beach, like long.
We're gonna do like the States albums concept that he almost did.
Yeah, and all the tracks were about different areas in Washington State and the Northwest. But the Dream Catalogue
That's too cool.
I really wanted to do that. Dream Catalogue said this doesn't fit our aesthetic, so scrap that whole idea.
They wanted like a dream punk type thing.
Yeah. So then I started reading Philip K. Dick and just got.
Oh, you were like, I could do this. Reads Philip K. Dick.
Completely changes theme.
I love that, but it's just like.
That's great.
Yeah. So some of the songs it seems like should be like futuristic, but some of them were lighthearted because they were supposed to be about where I'm from. But
so funny.
Damn, I like that. I like that story. You heard that shit on Hot Takes.
Yeah,
Good. That's really
That's
good.
a rarity. Lots of different things. I think if I go through the whole list, TMC was just supposed to be a sound collage. The Star album was supposed to be kind of like a Plunderphonics, like listening to the, listening to like late night television or something. Yeah. And then, line 1 was, that's all about, you're on hold. And Dreambox is that new age, those album covers actually from Paprika, the anime.
Ooh, some of my
America was all
Skelly and I
about,
both
like,
love
me
Paprika.
Yeah, it's really good.
My favorite movies.
Yeah, both of those are Paprika.
Paprika's
And
so
then,
goddamn good.
It's so good.
Satoshi Kon is
America,
just amazing.
I was teaching American history when I made America, so it's kind of knocking that. And then Hypermedia Pop is actually, that first album cover was actually critiquing the scene and the kind of like hipsters. And then Johnny Lavender was like, I was working at an ice cream shop, and I thought, just like, what would it be like to be in someone else's head, and what would their life be like? And then Lovers Pierce, an Valentine's album. That was supposed to be kind of romantic. Less some band people really like that. And Neon Beige was completely random. And then I started Tech Noir. Q was 1Q84. Informatique Metaphysique was based off of like Shin Megami Tensei video game.
Oh.
Didn't peg you for a JRPG guy.
Yeah.
All right.
That was kind of Earthbound idea because I was thinking
okay.
like and then Ashikoshi. I'm not sure. Lost Memories, I tried to do like a little bit of future funk and stuff, and then Neuro was, maybe Filter inspired that and some funk stuff. So, yeah. And Snack Time, we'll see what happens with that one. I'm trying to figure out which song to pick.
Hell yeah! Thanks for the deep dive. Okay. So, any like Mega Auto fans like that section?
Yeah.
That's a lot of fun. We got another banger of a question. Puff and Bill Grooves wants to know, to what extent do you organize your creative process?
That's kind of interesting.
Like, do you just sit down and create? Do you have a routine?
You have to have a routine.
And he wants to know if you do organize it, why, or if you don't, why not?
That's a good question. I'm really intuitive. Like INFJ.
Okay. I'm kind of an INFJ myself. Well, no, more extroverted, but okay,
And maybe I've become a little more E recently. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah. What was it? My brother says you need to storyboard your songs because sometimes I get because I listen to jazz, sometimes I just kind of go with it, and I kind of like that. But sometimes I like to have more of a concrete structure, so it depends on like my mood. Sometimes I need to have a key change in there somewhere.
Gotcha.
I need to have some sort of motion. Pauses are really big. I need to do less layers and more pauses in my song. I'm really hypercritical about that. If you just stop the music, it creates tension, and then you restart it. Kind of like Japanese artwork, where the space around it is more important than the actual
white
object.
Space.
Yeah. And so I'm always thinking about those things and thinking about the timbre of instruments, and that reminds me of certain things like fasciculations. There's this kind of a mellotron. People think Strawberry Fields, but I thought about this indie band that used the mellotron back in the day. I forgot what band it was. But yeah, I'm chasing the sound. That's what I'm doing most of the time. I'm chasing the sound, and I create a narrative. I create some sort of repeating pattern. And then if the beat is too boring, I'll splice it up. I'll reverse some stuff. Yeah, that sort of stuff. So I don't know if that really answers that question. I'm kind of
work every day.
I was from like January till like a month and a half ago, and then I just stopped because I was like 70 songs.
Taking a little break. Yeah,
That's a lot.
That's true.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Putting out more than 2 albums a year is probably too much. Probably burn people out. I used to put out an album a month.
Woo!
But
Prolific.
I know, right? It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. So, yeah.
Sometimes less is
Yeah.
more.
That's true. Yeah, it builds anticipation. You're like, oh, you hear that album, right? So,
Mhm.
so you're talking Kid A and back. That's the same session though. Yeah. You frozen?
You talking about? I feel like you're talking about Kid A and Amnesiac, but I didn't hear hardly any of
I
that.
heard a little bit of that.
I want to hear what you said.
Oh, just like yeah. Radiohead takes a long time to put out albums unless we're talking about like the Kid A Amnesiac. But
Yeah,
it
that's
was the
true.
same
Amnesiac
session,
came out like right at yeah, and it was really good.
yeah.
Like some people, they're crazy, but some people like Amnesiac more than Kid A.
Yeah. I mean, I love the what is it? What's the one sings about Holy Roman Empire? I'm blanking.
Oh yeah, You and Who's Army.
I used to play it on guitar. You and Who's Army? Yes, I used to play on guitar all the time. Really fun.
It's a good song.
Radiohead's so fun to play on guitar. They're really,
Oh, I can only
really
imagine.
creative. Yeah, could only imagine.
If you had a DeLorean and a flux capacitor, what year would you travel back or forward to, and why?
So, oh, we froze.
No, did you hear this? Did you hear his question?
Yeah, DeLorean.
Ooh,
What you want to travel back to? Ooh,
Or forward?
what's that?
Forward. Go forward too if you like. Whatever you prefer.
Or forward. I would go forward.
Go forward.
First, I thought I
Hell
would go
yeah.
back, go back to like 1 AD or something, or like I'm gonna go forward. I'm gonna get in that capsule right now. And I'm gonna go forward to when we start curing a bunch of diseases.
Yeah.
That's where I want to be.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
That's where I want to be.
That's a good answer.
And cryogenically freeze me and just DeLorean me to a point where we could cure all these diseases. That would be incredible.
Right.
That'd be my answer.
Great. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my main focus. I'm a single issue voter now. Who going to give more money to curing diseases? That's what I care about.
Right.
There's a
Curing
ton of sick
diseases.
people out there,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Are you a full album person, Otto, or do you like the shuffle button?
Oh yeah, that's a great question.
I think I go full. I go into the full album, and I pick it out, and then I put it into my favorite, and I'm always like flipping through my favorites.
I got
But
you.
some albums, like I gotta go back to Boyz II Men too.
Oh, the
Hell
original,
yeah.
the original,
Like
the
that
original,
whole
the star of it all.
That album that was written by Babyface.
Shout out
So,
Babyface.
I love the
Babyface
song
fucking
Vibe.
prolific.
What a great
Oh,
producer.
God. I did not realize you wrote the whole album.
Babyface is amazing.
Brilliant.
It's like
The
the
Deal.
producer of the 90s.
Yeah, it's so
It really
good.
is. Jesus Christ.
So good. And Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, love those guys. Incredible. I think they're from Minneapolis, right? Or with Prince.
I didn't know that. Unreal.
I think.
Know that.
Maybe. I fact check me. I could be wrong.
I'm going to trust you on that. I don't
think they're
remember
from
anything.
The Midwest. Yeah. So, and then also Teddy Riley out of Virginia. Yeah, it's on the album. I think it depends, and the nostalgia, the weight of the album, right? Like Abbey Road, you gotta listen to the whole thing, right? So
Yeah.
but the White Album,
Like
you
any
can
concept
skip
album,
around.
What album you
like,
can skip- what album you
or
can
like when the
skip
tracks
around?
are mixed together, like you kind of got to listen to it in one bang.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. It depends.
The only social media platform I think you're on right now is Twitter, right? Or X. That's the only place
So I got
I
up on
found you.
Facebook, and yeah, and then I got back on it but I'm low profile. I don't have that many followers. I was just kind of burnt out of social media. I kind of took a break for a couple years. But
Absolutely.
yeah,
Great for
came back when I
networking,
was like,
but like,
Yeah.
it's a lot of garbage too. A lot of wasted time.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm on Tumblr. I don't think anyone's on Tumblr.
Shout out Tumblr.
Maybe.
We were just talking about
I
Tumblr
mean,
with
I
Future
miss
Funk Rocker the other day. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Well,
They
Tumblr like
along with the conversation.
was the move in the early 2010s, and then it just
It
kind of
was
like
just so
shit
good for
itself.
inspiration. You just got
Yeah.
collided with so many interesting visuals. You know what I mean? It was really good for inspiration.
MySpace was too, man. That's where I learned a lot of HTML, CSS. I had like a whole thing. I miss MySpace. Those were the days. Yeah.
Man, I wish I could just find my old MySpace blogs. They'd be so cringe, but what is your favorite YouTube video?
Or Live Journal. You remember Live Journal?
Live Journal and Zanga.
YouTube video. Zanga. Favorite YouTube video. Man, Manitoba. I don't know. I love geography. So if something's about geography or history, I'll just watch those documentaries and like stuff on that. Like, but favorite video, I think it's Jonah Milo. Made a really cool one of like a running guy.
Jonah
like
Milo.
TV, and that always stuck in my head.
Okay.
Yeah, Jonah Milo's some really cool visuals back in the day, and I miss that. It goes back to the theme of we got to start making music videos.
Making music videos.
We do.
Yeah.
Or even
Maybe
like
that
like
visual
you want to
aspect.
advertise your song, make like a 10-second visualizer. If you've got to do it for the TikTok generation.
I want full music
agree
videos.
with you, but what I'm saying is
cutting
like
corners here.
I agree with you, but if you got to get somebody like you got to make make your music video, but also make like a punchy 10-second like you got to check the rest of this out like hook.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean you could do that, and especially because of the what are they called, the canvases on Spotify? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like that's literally the definition of a visualizer, I guess. It's just like a loop.
Canvases.
Is that what you're talking about? It's like a GIF that kind of loops.
Well, I mean, you know, what are you talking over there?
You're
Zach,
talking about
your song and what?
Yeah. Let's hear what you have to say.
Zach sounds like Zach's got an idea. What's going on? What are you cooking?
What if instead of taking clips, what if we just start recording ourselves, like going through Costco or like Target, and like rocking out to our songs on our phones?
We're Costco guys.
Yeah, man, that's great.
That's really cringe.
We're
Costco core.
Meta again.
Yeah, Costco core. Yeah.
Ooh, man, we got a banger in
That's
chat.
a picture of you buying the hot dog.
Yeah.
50 hot dogs.
And get it from a bunch of different angles in the music video. That would be so cool.
Give it really high production value for purchasing the hot dogs and like rolls of Bounty paper towels.
Somebody had to force the hot takes. Puff and Bill Grooves. Question of the decade.
No.
What's your take on AI art and music?
Well, yeah.
Oh, that's a good question. So I'm part of this like website that's kind of like a secret gamer website.
Secret
and
gamer website. We gotta talk
AI
games.
Yeah, it's not a song. Secret game website. I don't know if I should reveal what the site is, but and it was like a girl, and it had like a bunch of like balloons and like, and I posted on the site, and everyone's like, "I hate AI." It's like, okay. And I was like, "Mom,
no, that's not AI."
Pictures of me as a kid. Yeah, so I'm just gonna use a picture of me as a kid. But I have used AI on 2 album covers, but I change them so it looks like not AI.
I got you. That's fair.
I hope I changed it enough. So Neuro was AI, and Lost Memories is also AI. Actually, Toshi is also AI. Album cover, not the music. Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, I think maybe I'm just start using pictures of myself or something, like laying down or eating a Costco hot dog. I think
Yeah, there
that'd be a
you
good
go.
album cover. So
Listening to your own music.
Damn, son.
yeah, combing my hair.
Combing my hair.
Not much of so yeah. The options are endless. So maybe we got to start doing.
Well, you know, maybe like
Field recording was really big on early vaporwave, especially like living room music.
Yeah. It was definitely a lot more experimental at the very beginning.
Some people want me to make that stuff, but sometimes it's hard for me to get in that headspace.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you really do
Like
have to be
a
in that right
chaos mode.
spot.
Yeah, constructing, and we're just kind of, yeah. So maybe we'll get there someday. Again,
What do you think the biggest problem with music right now is?
I think there's a lot of like two chord songs. I mean, that's fine if you're America, like Ventura Highway or something. It sounds like 2 chords. And that one works. I mean, like, you know, I think Dreams by Fleetwood Mac is like only a couple chords. It's an amazing song. But a lot of the songs now are just kind of monotone and kind of too processed. You know, people are just like clicking everything in. I kind of miss that kind
Too
of
canned
90s
sounding.
organic. Yeah, like you're making some mistakes, but it sounds good. You know, Freddie Mercury sings like a little flat sometimes, but it kind of sounds good. Or Frusciante, like
I feel that.
like yeah.
It's really weird when they like edit out all the breaths that people take between like singing.
Yeah, it's too robotic. So I'd like to return
This is
to
the
more
humanity, yeah.
organic. Yeah, we're humans. You know, let's make human music, not robot music.
That's a good
I'm
answer.
guilty of that. So that's why I'm trying to pull out my guitar so I could like you could hear me actually playing and stuff. Yeah. So
Interesting.
yeah.
Why do you
that's
think-
my mold. What do you think?
I love it. Why do you think some acts and artists are popular and some are not?
That's hard. I think a lot of it is. This sounds judgmental, but just thinking about this question, I think a lot of those indie guys were like really rich trust fund kids from Brooklyn.
No, you're
that had
fucking
money
right
capital,
on.
No,
and
You're
they,
money.
absolutely
I
right
say
on.
money is the reason.
The day I found out that Slow Dive was a bunch of rich kids that bought their way into shoegaze,
and then
part
also
of me died.
now it's not about money. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I mean, that was so much. And there's like really bad bands that were promoted by like Pitchfork. And then I realized that all those music review sites were basically marketing, and you had to pay them money and then they'd review you well. And that's why I like Tiny Mixtapes, and I miss them because they were like actually DIY.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of it now is like image and like you being an influencer and like TikTok and Instagram, and it's all about your image and then how much money you have. And
Yeah.
if you have enough money, you could hire a producer and you could sound horrible, and the producer could just fix everything, and then have some sort of farm in another country, just scrobbling your music.
Do a
to
bunch of like
boost it up to $1
ghost
million.
writing for you.
Yeah, and that's
See, man,
just
it's crazy.
that's what I don't like. Yeah, I listen to Rick Beato sometimes. He talks about this, and just how that he's kind of getting me back into the '90s stuff because it seems more raw and more willing to be, DIY and stuff. So I miss that. So
Well, that's a
That's my
great
hot take.
segue into like I would like you to just describe your like perfect music to me. Just your absolute favorite. What does it sound like?
I love something with a good vibe. Like I go back to that
Yeah, me too.
Good move.
Sade like Kiss of Life to me is one of the most perfect songs by Sade. It's just, it puts me in such a good blissful, and some city pop songs do that, and some like Yellow Magic Orchestra, they put me in a different space. I feel like I'm in a different place than here, and I like that feeling too. It's hard for me to pinpoint that. You know, you listen to some ambient, you listen to Brian Eno, he like takes you to the moon. Or something. And it's really, and as I gotten older, I'm like, I want to be in control of my own mood. So I like to listen to stuff that like doesn't force my emotions into a certain direction.
That's an interesting way of putting it.
So sometimes I just listen to Baroque or something, you know, listen to some Bach or something, you know, that's or just I listen to a lot of instrumental.
And there's like there's space for you to exist in that music. I see what you're saying. Like, these like bigger, more orchestral stuff where it's not forcing your mood. There's not
it's not like a ham-fisted like.
No, it brings you someplace, and then you can exist in that place and feel what you feel. That's an interesting way of putting it.
Yeah, there's a little freedom in that space.
I like that.
Yeah, I loved Elliott Smith in college, but sometimes he just takes me way down.
Yeah, you don't need to listen to Elliott Smith if you're feeling bad, bruh. Turn that shit off.
Yeah, there is the hand of the artist is moving you into their space, and it is like you know, it's get ready. Like there's no escape. I see what you're saying about these more spacious. You know, because sometimes music can be more spacious, and when it's more spacious, you're right. It's not guiding your mood. It's giving you a place to exist inside. Yeah, and you kind of look around it, and like, that's a really interesting concept. I like that.
Yeah, I like that answer a lot too, man. It's very abstract. Yeah. So why don't you describe your least favorite music to me? Let's end on a really negative note.
Yes, end on a really negative note. What
sucks?
There's certain songs that just really are, the timbre is shrill. I'll say that.
Okay, like stuff that's not mastered very well, or what?
Like what?
Some singers really bother me. There are some artists. Okay, I hate Imagine Dragons. I think they're like third wave butt rock, I think.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, great.
I can't stand that. I think Nickelback is better than Imagine Dragons. I think they're a lot more talented than Imagine Dragons. I can't stand that stuff. Ooh, wow. A lot of them, I mean, there's some good songs nowadays, but we just need to have a creative renaissance or something.
A revival of art and creativity.
Yes, please. Let's fund the arts and fund medical research for curing diseases.
There you go. There you go.
Less war. Let's get rid of the war.
Yeah.
Let's start. Yeah.
I agree.
Unless we're talking about the band war, because they're kind of funky, you know.
I like how you did that.
Fuck yeah.
So.
Well, I can't think of a more appropriate time to go ahead, since we have 5 minutes left, to give you the floor and let you promote or sound off about anything you want, or maybe like shout some people out, or just give us anything you want to give us for the next 5 or less.
Okay. I think gratitude is really important to me. Attitude of gratitude. So super, you know, honored to have so many people in my life that have encouraged music, from my high school friends. My brother introduced me to stuff. Like, all this stuff to me is really connected to people. Because if you don't have people, then, you know, and my friend Jim in Korea introduced me to all this jazz stuff that completely changed my paradigm.
Hell yeah.
Lux, Mesh, the part of the Golden Living Room. These people were just encouraging me and feeding me, and Donovan Hikaru, and just a ton of artists I've collaborated with, and all the labels that have been willing to put out my stuff. I'm just going, whoa, like, is really cool, and even like SPF 420. We've
Shout
had
out.
ups and downs, but I love those. I don't have anything bad to say about anyone in this community because I think everyone's doing DIY and trying their best, and it's just awesome to be part of that community. Like I would say that, and there's a ton of people I'm probably forgetting, but you know who you are, and I love you guys.
Oh, that's so sweet and meaningful.
So,
Is there anything in particular that you want to promote, like any album you've recently released or an album you've got?
Well, Neuro, I would say all the money to Neuro is going to ALS.
Hell
so
yeah!
Please check that album out. It goes through the diagnosis of ALS. My aunt was named Catherine, and so you look through the song titles and you understand how hopeless this disease is. And so, imagine being paralyzed and trapped in your own body, and you can't speak. All you can move is your eyes, and then you die of choking. You're losing all your abilities. We have to stop this disease. We have to get people to be aware of this disease, and we need to fund this disease, fund the cures of this disease.
Right.
Because it's
Absolutely.
It's one of the worst. It's worse than leprosy. We have a cure for leprosy. I think there's stuff to help out AIDS. There's stuff to help out all this, but there's nothing for ALS. And if we could find that missing link for MS and ALS and Parkinson's, these neurological diseases, I think we're gonna maybe also cure Alzheimer's. So
good point.
This is like it's a keystone thing to think about. It's a keystone disease to consider.
Yeah,
absolutely. And focus on people and love people, and I think that's important. Enjoy every moment that we have, and be grateful for what we have. So that's what I'm saying. I don't want to preach. I preach.
No, you guys,
good.
Listen to this man. Set your tempers aside and your pride aside, and do what he said. Exercise empathy with each other. Patience.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It's been a pleasure having you on.
Attitude of gratitude is really important. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to be on. I'm super stoked. Yeah. Thank you.
If you guys are not fans already, I hope you are now. Thank you, Lux, so much for all the links. Check out HoisaAuto's work. There's something for everybody in HoisaAuto's catalog.
It is, absolutely.
I'm partial to the early stuff, because I get overwhelmed really easily, but there's some good shit. And of course, we're very dear friends of Pacific Plaza and Business. John from Business Casual, we're happy that they released your work. So check those. If I'm gonna check out an album, it's gonna be on a label I trust. So check out, I believe Nero's on Business Casual, and what is it, Asha, the one that's on Pacific Plaza.
Achikochi and Manic Pixie.
Achikochi, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm not known for having a good memory. Thank you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Anyways, like before I sound stupider, I've got a as so far unannounced live show that I'll be playing coming up in the next few months, probably late fall. No, sorry, late summer, early fall, along with a as yet unannounced live stream event being put on by a very dear friend that I've already sent the set to, and I got a 20-minute chillwave set with a lot of good stuff, a lot of Brother Tiger, George Clanton, and some kind of modern stuff that I'm excited to have you guys check out. Got some OG favorites along with some new stuff, and a just real killer small black track for the intro. And then other than that, if anyone happens to be in the vicinity of Greenville, South Carolina, in about a week and a half, I'll see you at Altered States. It's going to be fun if you're a fan of Orograph, George Clanton, Neggy Jimmy, Secret Attraction. Skelly, are you with us? Oh, man. I thought you were frozen.
I'm here.
Little quiet on the young Shiro front, but some good stuff coming down the pipelines. What have you got going on, bud?
Not much. The new album is just waiting for Secret Schools to finish the art direction for it, and then I'll give you more information about it when he's done that. And then my party Eclipse, the next one for that's going to be September 7th at Milk Boy in Philadelphia.
Milk Boy. That's almost 2 months from now. That's plenty of time to prepare.
Plenty of time.
I've seen the footage. That show looks badass.
Ready? Oh, thank you.
No, it just looks it. Like I've been begging you to like, but you don't put the show on. I know, we've had this conversation. It's okay, but no, it sounds like it rules. Quiz says it rules.
Once I get the new album out, then I will set up some actual things that I'm in charge of.
You're fine. I like giving you a hard time.
Yes, I understand. I know you do.
Well, that is it for tonight, guys. We are done. Everyone say goodnight to HoiSa and be sure to check out his work. Especially his work that funds ALS.
Yes.
Very, very important. Very, very dear to a lot of people. Be sure, of course, to follow us on social media. Jump in our Discord server. Donate if you feel led to donate. And be sure to check out the comp and, of course, the Vaporwave video on YouTube. I just dropped all those links for you guys to check out. But thank you guys so much for being here, and we'll see you in 2 weeks, same time, same place. That's 8 p.m. Eastern, Monday, July 29th, where we will be having Sky Yamaha on Hot Takes. Thank you very much. Have a good night.